Previously on Evolution on the Mic.
Today, episode 11, we will be interviewing Ms Rae, the Credit Diva, about her journey to success as the CEO of Credit Diva of Dallas and Rich Auntie Funding.
That's why you're gifted to do something, is to help somebody and bless somebody else. We don't have it all figured out. That ain't what entrepreneurship is. And when you do have it all figured out, here comes another adversity. Here comes another lesson.
And I feel like God had planted that in you from day one because he knew what was going to birth out of that, right? But you were resistant to doing it professionally. So what did God do? He took it all away from you. He had you feeling that pain. God didn't just want you to fix your credit. God wanted you to find the person that was going to be able to have the open heart to teach you what they knew.
And that's the power of God. That's the power of faith. That's the power of pushing through.
I ain't gonna go through this.
Yeah.
I ain't gotta make that much money.
Yeah. So, I mean, speaking about that, like you're in a new journey now that's kind of difficult. You overcame one, right? Thinking back to that one that you overcame, what were the top 3 traits or skills you'd say that were the most instrumental in that part of your journey, and why?
Okay, so just a little bit of side note, because you're gonna hear me talk about fitness and wellness, and because I am also on a self-care, self-love journey that I've been on since January of 21. She's down 94 pounds, her best self, the best version of herself. So there are more than 3 for me, but it's an acronym for something. And this keeps me focused on my fitness journey. Excuse me. So the acronym, the word is dream, and it takes dream. And so the D is for discipline, the R is for routine, the E is for education, the A is for action, and the M is for mentality. So I dream big, I work smart, and every dream is built on solid foundation. So for me, this is my foundation. I live on these pillars right now, and I'll tell you how I do that. The discipline keeps me consistent. So I was motivated to start my weight loss journey because I was overweight. Okay, motivation been gone. You know, I'm 3.5 years in. We got some discipline around here now. I didn't have discipline. I was out of order. You get what I'm saying? So for me, discipline, routine, daily habits. Our daily habits matter. What we do on a daily basis, it matters. And all you have to give it is 1% today. That's all we got. Is today. So you make today count. I didn't always make today count because I was always so focused on the future, or I had the regret of the past. I was never now. So I established a routine. I'm no advocate for Orange Theory, but I do Orange Theory fitness in a big way. It's my psych ward. So that helped me develop a daily habit. It's funny, not even a couple months ago, I was like, dang, I go to Orange Theory like some people go to their job. I be up in there, and I'm not paying no late fees. No, I'm not taking no $12 nap if you miss. Nope, I'm in here. I don't care how I feel. I'm in here. I was like, I treat this like my job, but that's how it has to be treated. That's that daily habit. I read that book, Atomic Habits, and that's part of it. And so now I'm on autopilot because of my discipline, because of my routine. And then education empowers us with knowledge. Okay, so education has been important because, like when I talked about my journey early on, I didn't have proper education. I chose this mentorship I'm in. I've been in other mentorships. Personal development has been important to me on this leg of my journey, but a lot of that stems from my weight loss journey. You know, getting on that journey helped me clean up my entire life, if I'm totally honest. You know, so the word dream, yes, it means everything on my fitness journey, but it also means everything in my everyday life. You know, once I've cleaned up that part of my life, I feel like, or I know that my entire life changed because of that. I'm a different person because of that. So education, I wanted to know more. I started to question myself. Why do you do this? Where did that come from? Is that truth or is that your opinion? Is that how you feel? I mean, some tough questions. You know, ain't nothing going on outside of my life. It starts with me. You know, so I started to question myself, educate myself, get knowledge, action, move forward. I was the queen of not taking action. Although that talking about that credit repair sound like I was taking a lot of action, and I was, but I didn't process that hurt very well, and it caused me, I got into a season of stagnation, you know, because of that. Yes, I did move forward one lesson after the other, but some of that kept me from taking action. Now I'm in a season of I take action, and I'm taking action. This was action to me. This was important to me. This meeting was important to me. This podcast was important to me. I picked a date and realized that I had something else on my calendar. I contacted you right away. You know, this was important. This meeting time was important to me. It's about action and moving forward. It's about doing something that I wouldn't normally do. It's about doing something that makes me uncomfortable, because that's what working out does for me every day. I sign up for that. You know what I mean? It's optional, but my discipline has me on a whole nother level. And then the other thing is mentality. We've been talking about that on the podcast today. It shapes our success mindset. I'm gonna pick up where I left off with about the business. Yes, the business, very successful. Ms Rae, she loves credit. She loves talking to people. But if I can be totally honest, Ms Rae knew nothing about business. I ain't know nothing about business taxes. I ain't know about writing stuff off. I ain't know nothing about none of that. And when I read Robert Kiyosaki's book, and he said, if people really knew what it means to be in business, they wouldn't even want to be in business. And that was the way I was running my business. Yes, it was a Credit Diva of Dallas is a successful business, but I worked so hard. I worked my fingers to the bone. I was so stressed out. This is before my weight loss journey. I was very depressed, and I didn't even know I was depressed. Because what had happened is I had all the trappings of success. I had a beautiful home. If you looked at my life, it's like, oh my God, they got a swimming pool in the back, a beautiful home, cars, this, that. But I'm working like a mug to maintain this. This is difficult. You know, I gotta keep performing. This is what I'm saying to myself. And I'm like, I don't want to keep doing this. I'm tired, I'm burnt out. So the first 2 years of business, I get my first lesson in business taxes. Whew. We go to that tax office. I had made so much money. I ain't wrote off nothing. Don't even really know, because I'm running my business like I run my personal business. I don't spend all my money. You know, I'm being a tightwad. I can tell the truth about myself. You know, when I say a tightwad, I'm like, I don't want to pay that bill. There's another bill coming in here. I wasn't paying them like I wasn't paying my bills like a millionaire back then. I was in so much fear, and it was all in my mind. So anyway, we get to the office, and my husband's like, "Oh my God, you're making so much money. You gotta file your taxes." I was like, "Oh my God." Whew. Get there, 2 years of taxes boils down to a $200,000 tax liability. And I don't care what your papers say. Sis didn't have that type of money sitting around. Can I keep it real? You know what I'm saying? I'm like, that's what it broke down to be. Yes, it was overtime, but it was for those 2 years of showing that type of revenue and the type of money that I paid myself, because I actually paid myself. It was a $200,000 lesson.
Wow.
And so it was a difficult pill to swallow. My mindset was it was so warped then. I could have been looking at it in so many positive ways, but I saw nothing positive about it. Every time I felt like, who do they work for? Do they work for me, or do they work for the IRS? Help me, right? But they can't help me. You know what I mean? Like, not do anything illegitimate. That's not what I'm saying, but I'm like, I can't write nothing off. Help me, because I just didn't know. All I knew is I had a successful business and made a lot of money. And
So, Ms. Rae, how did you maintain your focus and drive amidst those challenges that you were going through at that time with that $200,000 IRS bill? I'm sure that was very stressful, but how did you maintain your focus and drive to get through that?
I did it, but I did it with so much anger in my heart. I did it with, I didn't have gratitude in my heart, because I should have been grateful that I was able to do. I could have just really reprogrammed my mind to think of it in a different light, but it was so negative in my mind. It was like every time because I think the payment arrangements were like $10,000 a month till the debt was paid. Every time I wrote the check, I was just like, just in a pit of my stomach. I was angry. I did it, but I was angry about it. And once it was over, I literally felt a sigh of relief. But let me say this, let me be totally transparent, because that's the difficult part of my story. But I am truly the rose that grew from the concrete, because it always turns into a rose, but there is a thorn involved. So that was the thorn for me. But out of that, we were able to qualify for a $500,000, not worth $1 million house. I wouldn't have qualified for that had my paperwork not been on point, had I not paid in that way. You get what I'm saying? So yes, I was in such fear about it and so angry about it. It's not until times like this that I have a different appreciation for even being able to do that. Because again, that's how we were able to even qualify for the house that we lived in. And watch this. I told Andre this and Antoine this before you got on the call. It was our biggest faith move. It was our biggest flex. And not boastfully, but it was a total faith move. But so I have no regrets. I have no regrets. In 6 years, the house is worth over $1 million. So my best investment.
Wow. I just see God working in your life. Like he really puts you through it. Girl, you must be hard-headed, because what the things that God does to get you to get it, like, or the things that he allows you to go through, one, maybe a little stubborn, but also he knows you're strong enough that he can put you through things that you're going to get through it. Right. Yes. And that on the other side of that pain, and it's never usually like quick, like you get through it quick. It's always like that. Come on, paying $10,000 on a $200,000 bill. That must have been at least like what, 2 years, a year?
2 years, because it was 2 years worth of taxes.
Yeah. So
2 years worth of taxes.
So he doesn't take the pain away right away, because what he's going to give you is going to sustain longer. Right. Like you said, that was 6 years. And now that home is worth, $1 million, and you wouldn't have been able to qualify had you not been able to show taxes in your business of X amount. So it's like, you know what I mean? It's all about having that perspective and seeing how God sees things, because when we see things the way we see things, it's like we're just throwing a tantrum and we're just angry, like, and we don't get it. It doesn't make sense. But when we see things, when we see things the way God does him and his reasoning, right? And just being open to whatever he has for us, because he does everything for us, right? Not to us. And if we just have those perspectives and lean into him and trust him, in the end, we're going to just go through the journey easier, right? It's not going to be as painful and clawing through it and upset. But if he has something else for us, he's had something else for you much bigger than the pain since your credit repair turned into a multi-million-dollar company, through a tax bill that allowed you to purchase a home and qualify for that home. All these proud moments came from your downest moments.
Yes.
And that's just beautiful. That means you're strong. You're an overcomer. That means you have faith, right? Because God has been there and you've been doing the things that you still need to do, even though you were kicking and screaming, hello, we're human, right? But you still have done the things and you have not ran away or strayed away from those trials and tribulations. You've just stayed the course and figured it out. Like your acronym dream, you know what I mean? You stayed disciplined, you stayed to the routine, you educated yourself, you took action, and your mentality stayed sharp to what you had to do. Like you didn't allow your mental to just say, I'm really quitting. Even if your mind went there, you didn't actually go there and stay there. So I can totally see these acronym being a pillar in your life that has sustained you and continues to keep you moving in a right way. So I'm just excited to see like more, and whatever it is that you're going through now in your business and learning something new and a new mentorship, girl, you're going to overcome this.
I am.
You're going to see the other side of this.
I know
God is going to
it.
do something
know
bigger
it.
and amazing for you because you have the innate, abilities and skills and grit to get through them.
Yes.
Yeah, totally agree with that. And I think also as I'm listening to your story, the journey you're going on, and I forgot who was telling me this the other day. They were saying, oh, I think it was my mom. We were talking about some stuff, things in my own personal life. And she was saying how the journeys we're going through isn't always for us. Like sometimes when we're in it, we think it's all about us. We're like, oh, why is this happening to me? But it's not about us, it's about someone else. And I think everything you're going through from the time with you, everything going through with your credit repair, which turned into a business to help hundreds, I'm sure thousands of people you've helped since that time, right? Now to even your story about your tax, things about how many people, because it's all connected, right? Like the things we go through, if you have bad credit and you're trying to start a business, if you don't fix those habits, again, discipline, and you don't have that routine, those things will spill into your business and you'll be in the same boat. And the beauty of it is that you're catching those people before they even get there. Like they're coming to you and you're already helping them fix their credit, but you're also, I'm sure, just from what I've been a chance to glean from you in this short conversation we've been having, is that if you see something else, you're going to bring it to their attention. Like, hey, I know I'm helping you with getting your credit fixed, and I know I'm going to help you go get the bag, but now let me show you how to use the bag. And I think that was one of the things when Ariana was talking about when she was starting her business that I thought was incredible, because she does the same. She's like, I'm not just going to show you part of this. I'm going to show you the full picture, because I want to make sure that you understand the full experience. And through yours, you felt that, you understand that. And God took you through those experiences, yes, although painful, but he set you up now to where you're helping people on a massive level. They're not just getting just the basics. It's not just about, oh, I'm fixing my credit. It's like, no, I want to set you up for success in a major way, because that's who God has called you to be. And I will serve as a light. I will serve as an angel. I will serve whatever you want me to be to help you achieve that, because I know that's what God has called me to do. And so I just think that's incredible overall. So thank you for continuing to drop these gems. I'm soaking it in. I'm taking up notes. I'm like, man, this is good. This is some good stuff.
Yeah, it is. Ms. Rae, where do you see yourself 5 years from now?
Well, you know what? I live an amazing life right now. So I see myself living this and harvesting it at the same time, because now I'm living it. I'm just showing up as her. I'm showing up as the millionaire that just pays their bills. I've been doing that, but I didn't know that statement until now, but I've been doing that. You get what I'm saying? And expressing so much gratitude for it. But what gets me distracted sometimes is if the amount of money ain't in there in the account. You know what I mean? Like I let that bother me, because that's really not in the future. But I have so much to be grateful for today. So I'm sowing some seeds today into my future that I know will harvest for me by then. So the life that people see me living authentically now, with or without the resources, my resources, my resource, I have, like Peloton thing, I say I got more resources in my future than I have today. Then when if I make it to the future, I'm gonna get my funds too. So I just, because my mindset has shifted. Like anything I desire to do, whatever it is, and I got the means to do it, I don't argue with myself. We doing that. You want first row tickets? We doing that. That's what we do. If we find first class, that's what we doing. It's a lifestyle. You know, I don't argue with myself anymore. I used to, but I don't anymore. So my mindset has shifted so much. I just feel like, well, it can't get no better than this. I live an amazing life now. I'm abundant now. I'm rich now. I'm wealthy now, you know. But them zeros gonna be in the bank account then, girl. I'm telling you now.
So, you know, you were saying how sometimes it's like, you know, you look at your account, it's like, damn, not enough there. But it's like, you know, God is our bank. Like I look at God like he's my abundance bank. Doesn't matter what I have in my physical bank, because I think about God as my spiritual bank, and anything that I need to pay any bill, to do anything,
You're gonna have it.
I'm going to have it. So I can treat my families if they come to visit me and pay things for them and say, don't worry, I got it, I got it, I got it. And I'm not looking at my account. I'm just looking at God. I know you got me. You know what my desires are for other people. You know, I'm doing this from my heart. Doesn't really matter. I don't even, it's like, whatever. I have a $20,000 credit card bill. I'm paying it. Period. You know, and I try not to stress myself about it, because, you know, I just feel that God is always going to replenish what I put out, whether it's a bill, whether it's paying something for someone, whether it's treating myself. I just brought myself a Movado watch last week, and it wasn't the most expensive watch I brought, even though I could get in a more expensive one. But I usually wear Michael Kors. My mom got me this like 10 years ago, and I still wear it. And was it my mom? I know somebody got me this, and I'm still wearing it, and I love it. So I was like, girl, upgrade yourself, treat yourself, you know? So in the midst of having family over, you know, I was like, just let me get myself the most expensive Movado watch I found, and I love it. I haven't worn it. I gotta like alter the size. But, you know, it didn't matter how much money I'm putting out or what happens. God is my abundance bank, and he's my banker. He's the where my provider. He's where my money comes from, and my money will always replenish itself. So I kind of stay away, and I kind of, you know, I'm saying that for you because you mentioned it, and it's like, girl, I've been there, and this is what I'm doing to shift that, because in no shape or form should I feel any type of way about whatever if my account is getting low. I shouldn't, because then I'm doubting God, and my faith is something is going on with my faith, you know? So no matter what's going on, I know God's gonna provide. Like every month, no matter what, I make a certain amount. No matter what. And it's like, okay, God, how you made that happen? Like, I'm a business owner. There's no one writing me a check. There's an energy that I put out of gratitude every day, that I know things are going to happen for me, right? But it starts with that gratitude, and always just putting out good energies when you're paying something, when you're giving something. If things are low, it doesn't matter. It's giving it that good energy. I'm grateful because he has given you those things. And those things are not meant to just sit in the account. They're meant to be put out and circulate. They're meant to be put to work. My money don't want to just sit there. So it's just having this mentality. And me and Antoine read the book by Julian Gordon, and I highly recommend you read this book. I think that it'll shift the things even more for you, what you know, the things and the changes you're going through now. So I read the book now twice, and the first run I ended up buying the book, and I held a book club, and we showed up every week for each other until we read it. And it was me, Antoine, and a few other people. And literally that book changed me and Antoine so much. You know, we had both kind of stepped away from work, you know, for different reasons, and started the podcast and started servicing and being of service for others, and fully going into our calling. And I don't think that I would have taken all the risk that I took with my life and my finances and leaving my 9 to 5 like I did, had it not been for that book. So I don't know if you've read it, but it changed my life, and it gave me all these different perspective of money and where it comes from, and what it wants, and how to think of money, you know. So I just wanted to like share that real quick.
Thank you. No, I appreciate it. When you said Julian Gordon early, I had a feeling you were talking about him.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then when you mentioned the book, but yeah, and then I followed his he did where he read the book every day on YouTube. Oh my God. And went over it. I did that with him as well. But yes, I've read the book.
Oh, you
It's
did?
fire.
Oh man,
Yeah,
listen.
it has truly helped to shift my mindset. It really has, in a great way. Yeah, it has.
Awesome,
This has been
awesome.
so good.
Absolutely, absolutely, Ms. Rae. It was a pleasure having you. Thank you for being so transparent and authentic, you know, with our viewers about, you know, what you've went through, because, you know, it's tough. You know what I mean?
Yes.
To be honest about where you
Yes.
were at and how you were feeling about it, and you know,
Yes.
the things that has transpired after thinking of yourself, well, I got this good credit, nobody could tell me nothing, and then the total opposite happening. So, like, speaking that out loud, like, some people stay in their shame. Even if they
Yes.
overcame it, it's like,
Yes.
oh, I don't know about it. No, my credit score dipped to like the 500s. Like, even me, I'm like, damn, my credit score dipped to 580. Oh, I don't want to say that. But yes, it did, and it's all right. You know, now it's in the eight. It's like low eights, 800s.
Hey.
Yeah,
Hey.
qualify for whatever I want now. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, thank you for sharing that, because I know a lot of people, like, you know, needed to hear that in their difficult situations, that you can overcome it. You can get through it. The other side of your struggle, as long as you stay consistent and you want to get better, you don't give up, you're going to get to the other side, and everything will work out and everything will be okay. Especially, you know, if you have faith and you believe in God, like, you know, he does nothing to happen to you. Everything that he does is for you, and it hurts because you don't see it that way when you're in it. You know, but at the end of it is like, oh, you can breathe, and it's like, I'm on the other side, and God, thank you so much for those lessons and all those character building things that happened, that I'm a better person now and continuously working on getting better. So thank you so much for being here.
You're welcome. Thank you so much for having me. I just want to add one.
Yeah, go ahead.
One thing is, it was something I wanted to say earlier when it came to character building. I needed, though, all of those times shelling out money, paying out money, because it humbled me as a business owner. It helped me to identify with my customers better, because everybody's story has been, I've been scammed out of money. And so I took customer service so serious. Like, I didn't want you to have any issues with us. I went above and beyond because of how I had been handled. You get what I'm saying? As a business owner, I wanted to always give more. So I just wanted to say, I knew early on, once I started the business, I was like, oh man, God, you got a sense of humor. You were building my character for this position, so that every time I sit across from somebody and I hear their story, I could identify with it.
Yeah.
I knew their pain.
Yeah. And no, like, you know, I'm not going to scam you because I've been there. I'm not just going to take your
Absolutely.
money.
Absolutely. I have enjoyed this. Listen, this has been
We've enjoyed
fire.
it too.
I can't wait to hear it. You guys have been enjoying. Antoine, that beautiful smile, you have had it lit up this whole time. It has given me joy. Ariana, I appreciate you. Thank you for the opportunity. Viewers, listeners, my prayer is that my story inspires someone to start a journey, whether it be weight loss, entrepreneurship, whatever. Bet on yourself. I didn't know that I was my savior. I didn't know that. I thought somebody else was coming to save me. But we have to do it ourselves, and it's work. We have to get uncomfortable. I never wanted to get uncomfortable. But if it don't change you, if it don't challenge you, it won't change you. And all of these things have challenged me. And I just pray that my story helps someone on their journey. If you own it, stay on it. If you contemplate starting, take some action. I hope it inspires you to get started, you know, because all we have is the precious now, and tomorrow is not promised to us. But what we do today matters. What we say today matters. It counts. It shapes our tomorrow. It shapes our future. So,
and thank you so much. As usual, y'all, if you have any thoughts, comments, or anything that you would like to share, we'd love to hear from you. Drop a comment below. And with that, thank you for tuning in. And always remember, Having faith in God, having faith in yourself, and having faith in others will create the evolution that you are seeking.